Good morning and good afternoon to all of you from Julian Campbell Foundation. And today's video, we're going to be speaking about a particular type of young person that we call school refusers. But first of all, can you believe that it's February already? Like this year, like 2024 seems to be galloping past and going faster than it's just incredible, really. And I want to share some of the things that we're doing behind the scenes. And today I'm going to do it from the perspective of our mood mentors. So some of you may have seen me share before about the profile of a typical classroom of 30, 15-year-olds. Before the pandemic, we had in a classroom of 30, 15-year-olds that 3 of them had a diagnosable mental health condition. And since the pandemic, that has shot up from 3 to 5. Some people say it's even more than that. And also as well about self-harm, 7 people out of 30 are self-harming. And that was before the pandemic. When I talk about self-harming, I'm not just talking about cutting or slicing. We're talking about unhealthy eating habits, maybe anorexia, bulimia, unsafe or risky sex, which has gone up to 13 out of 30 young people since the pandemic. And then bullying or difficult relationships. Before the pandemic, we had 9 young people, 15-year-olds out of 30, suffering from some kind of relationship fallout with their friends at school or out of school. And that went up to 12. That's nearly 50% of our 15-year-olds are dealing with difficult relationships within their peers. And 14 out of 30 before the pandemic would have been dealing with a relationship, their parents splitting up or divorcing. And after the pandemic, that was 18. So that's even more than 50%. That's almost 60% of our young people suffering. And then bereavement, which was 1 out of 30 young people, which would have been suffering from the bereavement of a loved one or a family member before the pandemic, which went up to 2. So it went up twofold, up to 2 after the pandemic. So these are what we have young people dealing with outside of the classroom. You know, that they're diagnosable mental health conditions, they're self-harming, the bullying, the poor relationships or breakdown in peer relationships, parents splitting up or getting divorced or parents bereaved. And this is even before they walk into the classroom and start dealing with curriculum stress or anxiety, unhealthy or option choices which have gone wrong, poor eating habits, unhealthy lifestyles. And can you imagine all of these impact the mental health of our young people, such that it's difficult for them to go into school? So you can imagine that if there is suffering from, if their family is suffering from a family breakup, or a parent or a member of their family has died, of course, then they're going to go through times that school doesn't really provide what it is that they need at that time, and they're going through a difficult time. This is completely normal. And do you know that 50% of school refusers, they're suffering from some kind of anxiety or depression? So that's what we're going to talk about. There's 4 types of school refusal. I'm going to focus on the first 2 types, which involve our young people either being impacted by things at home. So that can be a breakup of a family or a bereavement of a family member, or something that might be happening in a school, such as fallout of a friendship group, or anything really, or even that the classrooms are too loud or the corridors are too noisy, which impacts our young people and has them be so stressed that they're unable to or not willing to go into school. So how do we do this? Like mood mentors, our mood mentors are accredited and they are trained to listen for what our young people are dealing with. And our mentors are pretty versatile. So we can actually start our sessions with a young person in their own home or through a video call, as well as helping them go back into school. So how do we do that? So our mood mentors are trained to listen for what a young person is dealing with. And through listening to what they're dealing with, then showing them how to measure their mood and manage their mood, because a lot of young people don't realize that their mood in fact is changeable and they can manage it, they can change their mood. A lot of young people think it's fixed, and I had a young person saying to me, well, my doctor's diagnosed me with generalized anxiety, as if there's nothing that can be done to change that. And of course, there's something we can do to change that. The first important point is allowing a young person to see where they are, because we know that mood is a mixture of two things, like how much or how little energy you've got and how you're feeling. You're feeling really, really, really negative, or you're like rubbishy, or you're really feeling positive. And it's those two things together, how you're feeling and how much energy you've got, that gives you that mood in the moment. And a lot of us were already doing things like, if we've had a challenging day, we might want to speak with a loved one, like speak with our mom or speak with a friend, or to have a little bit of exercise, go out and play a little bit of football or play any game or do some dancing or singing. And all of these things will kind of like shift our mood. But once we realize that, once we've measured our mood and we can see that we're looking a bit kind of like, low mood, and maybe even high energy, as we would have in anxiety, or low energy in depression. Once we can see that, then we can start putting things in place to measure our mood, to bring it over to the bright side. So we're feeling good, and we've got, whether we've got a high energy or low energy is irrelevant. We just need to be able to change our mood so it gets better. And there's many ways that we can do this. So we look at what a young person does, what a young person enjoys doing, and then we focus on that, because basically once they can see their well-being, their mood, and they can measure their well-being, then they can continue to do things that make them feel good, having conversations, doing that little bit of exercise, until all of that has gone and they're feeling much more positive. And they know furthermore that if they do feel in a low mood because of somebody that they've been with that's put them in a low mood, or maybe there's a task at school or something difficult that's put them in a low mood, that they can really take themselves on and do certain things that will change their mood. And this is what we show our young people. We show them how to do this, and these tools they can take with them for the rest of their lives. So today we're talking about school refusal, because a lot of school refusal can be because a young person is feeling anxiety because of the situation they're in, or feeling low or depressed because of a situation they're in. And really, just by listening to them and looking at what is happening, and get them to see where their anxiety is and what it looks like, and how to look at certain things without being anxious, can really empower them and give them the way forward. So if you'd like to know more about our mood mentors, please, Sonali, it's really great to hear from you. If there's anything more that you want to know about how we train our mentors, whether indeed you are interested in being a mood mentor, we have some parents come and train to be mood mentors, because the skills are invaluable to help our young people. And also the kind of school refusers we're talking about it's the young people that need to work on their level of anxiety, need to manage their own mood, and we can show them through our mentors how to do that. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for your messages. Thank you, Sonali. And if there's any questions that you've got, then please feel free to put them in the chat, put them under and put them below, and we'll be able to answer them. So from all of us here at Julian Campbell Foundation, thank you for watching this video. We're wishing you a really, really great day. Thank you.